video. This is a speaking practice for beginners. We're going to be learning vocabulary and sentence structure so that you can talk about your hobbies and interests. Okay, so look at this picture, and you can pause the video if you'd like and try to answer these questions and be sure that you're answering aloud because you want to practice your speaking. What can you see in the picture? Who do you think the people are, and what are they doing? So take a few moments, see if you can speak aloud, and then restart the video when you're ready to continue. Well, in this picture, we see two people. It looks like there is an older man and a young boy. They might be father and son. Looks like they're in a boat, maybe on a lake or a river, and they are fishing. All right, now I want you to look at the pictures and see if you can match each picture with the word or words from the list. So again, you can take a few moments, pause the video, write your answers down, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, so guitar would be picture C. Rock music would be picture E. Playing video games is picture A. Collecting seashells is picture F. Going online is picture D. And taking photographs is picture E. All right, with this slide, I'd like you to do the same thing. Again, you can pause the video and match the words to the pictures, and then restart when you're ready to see the answers. All right, so picture A would be, it looks like to go hiking. Let's see, picture F would be to make crafts. Picture E would be social media. Picture D would be movie theater. And picture B would be a fantasy book or movie. And picture C would be an action book or movie. All right, now we have a conversation. And so first we'll just I'll read through the whole conversation, and then I'll pause so that we can actually do this as a two-part conversation. But first, just listen as I read. What do you do in your free time? Well, I play the guitar. That's cool. What kind of music do you play? I usually play rock music. Oh, yeah? Who do you play with? I play with friends from school. All right, this time I'll read part A and then I'll pause to let you respond with part B. What do you do in your free time? That's cool. What kind of music do you play? Oh, yeah? Who do you play with? All right, now this time we'll switch parts and you'll start with part A and then pause and I'll respond with part B. Okay, go ahead. Well, I play the guitar. I usually play rock music. I play with friends from school. All right, now see if you can remember what the missing words are and see if you can fill those in. So again, take a few moments, pause the video, and then uh, restart when you're ready to check your answers. So part A was, what do you do in your free time? Well, I like to play the guitar. That's cool. What kind of music do you play? I usually play rock music. Oh, yeah? Who do you play with? I play with friends from school. All right, and this time we're going to do change the topic and have a different hobby that the person chooses. So first, I'll just read through this, and you'll need to put in the missing words. So, what do you do in your free time? It might be something like, I usually play video games. That's great. What kinds of games do you play? I usually play sports games. Oh, yeah? Who do you play with? I play with friends online. All right, so I'll do the A part, you fill in with the B parts, and then we'll switch. What do you do in your free time? That's great. What kinds of games do you play? Oh, yeah? Who do you play with? All right, now we'll switch, and you do part A, and I'll do part B. So go ahead and start. I like to play video games. I usually play sports games. I play with friends online. All right, so when we talk about hobbies and activities, we use the phrase what kind of and then a noun to ask about a type of something. So this would be the sentence structure what kind of plus the noun plus do or does plus the person plus the verb. So here is an example what kind of, and then the noun books, and then do you, so do because you is the person, and then read is the main verb. So, what kinds of games do you play? I usually play sports games. What kind of music do you play? I usually play rock music. So if you can remember this structure, you can ask a person about their hobbies and what they do in their free time. Okay, so see if you can. We'll practice, and I'll read the statement, and then you'll respond with a what kind of question. Okay, so if I said I make cakes, then you would say, what kind of cakes do you make? And then I might say, I make chocolate cakes or I make cheesecakes. Okay. I draw pictures. So you would respond with, what kind of pictures do you draw? I read books. And the question would be, what kind of books do you read? I sing songs. What kind of songs do you sing? All right, and now we're going to talk a little bit about adverbs of frequency. And so, adverbs of frequency tell us how often something happens. So, always means 100% of the time. I always play soccer on Saturdays. And if you'll notice, the adverb comes before the main verb. Always play. Usually is about 80% of the time. She usually reads books in the evening. Often means more than half the time, maybe 70%. He often goes fishing on the weekend. Sometimes is about 50% of the time. They sometimes go hiking in the mountains. Rarely is not very often, maybe 20%. I rarely watch TV after dinner. And never is 0% of the time. It does not happen. She never plays video games. All right, so now you're going to pause the video and you can write down these answers. They give you the percentage, and so if you want to um, see, fill in the blanks with how often the person does these things. Actually, I'll go ahead and see if I can. Let's see if we can put the percentages from this slide. So let's see. Often is 70. Let's see. Let's go to the next slide. So remember, we said 100% equals always. 80% is usually. 70% is often. 50% is sometimes. 20% is rarely. And 0% is never. So that will help you in answering these questions. So go ahead and pause the video and fill in the missing adverb of frequency. Then you can restart the video when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, number one should be, get rid of this so I can type in here. So he often visits the library to read books. I always cook dinner for my family. She usually plays tennis on Fridays. They sometimes go for a walk in the park. They often collect seashells at the beach. We sometimes make crafts on rainy days. We rarely watch movies at night. I never forget to feed my pet fish. He always takes photographs on his hikes, and she usually checks social media before bed. All right, now we're going to read and then repeat this conversation, and then we'll switch roles. So, first, just follow along as I read. What do you do on weekends? Let's see. I sometimes read books. Really? What kind of books do you read? I read fantasy books. That sounds interesting. Where do you buy new books? I usually buy books online. All right, now we'll practice as a conversation. I'll read the A part, and then I'll pause to let you respond, and then we'll switch. What do you do on weekends? Really? What kind of books do you read? That sounds interesting. Where do you buy new books? All right, now we're going to switch, and you read the A part, and I'll respond with the B. So go ahead and start. Let's see. I sometimes read books. I read fantasy books. I usually buy books online. All right. Now, again, you'll try to fill in the missing words, see what you can remember, and pause the video and write down those answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, A was what do you do on weekends? Let's see. I sometimes read books. Really? What kind of books do you read? I usually read fantasy books. That's interesting. Where do you buy new books? I usually buy books online. All right, now we're going to try another conversation. This time, you'll have to fill in part of the words yourself, and we're going to change, and the activity is going to be watching movies. So I'll start with part A, and then you respond with part B. What do you do on weekends? What kind of movies do you watch? That sounds exciting. Where do you watch movies? All right, this time you do part A and then I'll be part B. So go ahead and start. I sometimes watch movies. I usually watch action movies. I usually watch movies at the movie theater. All right, this for this one, you can practice this at home or with a friend online. These are just some questions that you could use to start a conversation about a person's hobbies. You can ask them what they do in their free time, what they do on the weekends. You, after they answer, you can follow up with, what kinds of things do you do? What type of movies do you watch? Just like we practice. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll continue to practice speaking aloud whenever you have the opportunity and to remember those patterns or sentence structures that we talked about. I hope to see you again soon. Please like and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this, and leave a comment if there's something that you would like to see in a future video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.